Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Assalamu alaikum. Walaikum assalam.
Just wait. Let me share my screen.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
How's everyone today?
Good. Good. Good, alhamdulillah. Good, alhamdulillah.
Guys, be careful on the camera. Sometimes your moms are not wearing hijab, and if you put the camera on and it comes, then other people, if they're showing their other family members, they will see it then. Okay, so just be mindful of that when you are reading or you're doing something on your webcam and on your computers. Just be careful about that. Okay, why is the light coming like that? So weird. My face has some light coming. I don't know why. Okay. Better. Okay. So you can see can you guys see my screen? Do you see the cup?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Okay, let's start then. Just give me a second. I'm just gonna
Hey guys.
share.
Scribbling.
Oh my.
Scribble. Scribble people. You? Good.
Okay.
Right there.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي ربنا زدنا علما اللهم فقهنا في الدين آمين. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah everybody. I'm happy that you guys joined today as well. So yesterday we were doing the ayah where Yusuf al-Islam came. Yusuf al-Islam had that man come back to prison. Remember the man from this story here? Let me move this out of the way. Here. So this man who he helped.
I can't hear you, please.
If you can't hear me, then you need to increase your volume, okay?
Oh, you mute.
So Anam, can you hear me properly?
Yes.
Okay. So here we see that Yusuf alayhi salam's friend, or not a friend, like somebody who was with him in the jail, he came back now after so many years after he was serving the king, right? Because he wanted to get his help. He wanted to get his help about the dream of the king, because this king had that strange dream, right? Remember? We talked about it. And so he came to Yusuf alayhi salam, and we yesterday discussed it that Yusuf alayhi salam helped him. He told him what the dream meant. He said that there will be 7 years that you will have to save up, and in these 7 years there'll be a lot of food coming, and you'll be able to harvest a lot of plants, grains. You should save and you should eat a little bit from it. And then we talked about how even nowadays there's a lot of people who don't have enough food, and they go to food banks to get food. So they have to survive on whatever the food bank gives one family, like a box, and the food bank says, okay, you only come now next Saturday or next month, depending on, I don't know how often they allow it. But then that family has to use up this money, I mean not the money, this much food. They have to keep it for the whole time. And then astaghfirullah, there are people in the world who are opposite. They're eating so much food, like this man on the left side, and they don't care. And there are other people whose kids are starving. They're so hungry that look at this little kid, he doesn't have enough. While on the left side, look at this man, he's so hungry all the time and he's eating tons of food, right? So we talked about the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, where we discussed that your stomach is happy. It has 3 rooms, okay? It has 3 rooms in his tummy. Like every stomach has 3 rooms. So the stomach likes that one room can have food and one room can have water, and it likes that the third room be empty. Your stomach doesn't like fully being full, okay? So we showed a picture of the stomach we made, right? Where is my stomach gone? Here. We said, okay, so if this was my stomach, this much is the food, okay? This much is the food, and then this thing is water, right? And this whole rest of it is air. So that's better. And right now, who can tell me which month is coming where we will eat less food, hopefully?
Ramadan. Ramadan.
Yes, Anam? Whoever wants to.
Ramadan.
I said Ramadan first, Mama.
Yes, Ramadan is coming. So it's good for you to practice right now and start eating a little less food so that inshallah, when Ramadan comes, you're used to it, okay? And inshallah, we're able to fast. So we talked about this yesterday. We said, hey, you know what? Even if you have a lot of yummy food in front of you, you know, try not to eat too much because it's not healthy. Just eat enough. And we talked about how, you know, how like in this ayah, we're talking about how the Yusuf al-Islam is telling them there'll be a lot of food they'll get, right? So some people, they get a lot, and some people, they don't get enough, right? So we talked about Allah's name, Ar-Razzaq. Ar-Razzaq, who can tell me what Ar-Razzaq means? Raise your hand or just unmute and tell me. Yeah, unmute and tell me, guys.
The
Provider.
The
Yeah. What does he provide? Rain?
Food.
Food? What else?
Everything.
Water.
Water? What else?
Energy.
Energy.
Air.
Very good.
Air.
Air. Okay. What else? Alia has her hand up. Alia, you want to tell me? Who else? You can chat in the chat box too if you want to tell me. Give me something.
Money.
What else? Does Allah provide you ideas?
Money.
Money? What else? Does Allah provide you brothers and sisters? Does Allah provide you friends?
Yes. Friends.
Does Allah provide you a
Parents.
computer to study on? A class that comes on the computer?
Yes.
No.
And knowledge too. He provides us knowledge.
Yes, he provides everything. He provides everything. And you know, he can also take away anything too if he wants to test you and me. So you know, there was a story, or not a story, as Sahabas, they were poor. They were not that rich and they wanted to do a lot of good deeds. So they came. They're like, Ya Rasulullah, you know, so-and-so's family have so much wealth and mashallah, they give a lot of charity. I want to give charity too, but I don't have enough. I can't barely feed my own family, like something like that, they said. And so the Prophet ﷺ said, okay, you know, when you, after Salah, after you go, you do this tasbih, you say Subhanallah, Subhanallah, and Alhamdulillah, and you do, like he gave him azkars, and he said, this will be so much reward for you. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi, Subhanallah al-Azim. You know, these azkar are so heavy on the scale, right? Allah loves these because they are glorifying Allah the way He deserves. So then Prophet ﷺ taught them to say this, and they got happy. They said, okay, wow, okay, so then we'll do these azkars even though we don't have money to give charity, and then we will be on the same level. Like imagine you're playing a game with your friend, and
Yes.
and then let's say your friend has like unlimited time, so now he's on a higher level than you, and you're sad because you're on the third level because you were studying and you didn't get time to play. So you go to your mom and dad and you're like, oh, you know, that guy, he's beating me, he's on level 7 and I'm still on 3. And so your mom and dad says, okay, fine, every Saturday I'll let you play 3 hours extra, and that kid won't get on that day because he's maybe busy with something. So you get happy because you're like, okay, after Saturday, so Sunday me and my friend will be on the same level, right? Then guess what happened? Those Sahabas came to know the same azkars. What would you do if you came to know the azkars and you even have money to give in charity and you want to go higher level? Would you only give charity, or would you also start reading the azkar? Subhanallah wa bihamdihi, Subhanallah al-Azim, Astaghfirullah, Alhamdulillah.
Both.
You'll start doing both, right? So now what do you think that the Sahabas who don't have money felt? So imagine that kid, now his mom and dad allowed him to do it on Saturday so he can catch up to his friends. But now he found out that his friend also is allowed to play on Saturday, and he's going to go higher level again, right? So he's like, oh, came to the Prophet ﷺ and they said, oh my God, now they came to know your hadith. Now they know this azkar and they're doing it, and they're getting the reward for this too. Like, what do we do now? So Prophet ﷺ said, Wallahu yarzuqu man yasha bighayri hisab, and Allah provides to whomever He wills without any hisab. So sometimes certain things you can strive for, you can do the best. Certain things Allah just gives to some people and it's out of His mercy, but also sometimes it's out of His test. Like your mom and dad might give you a tablet and they're testing you. They're testing to see, will you actually study? Will you do your schoolwork, or are you going to watch on it? And it's not actually because they want you to have full access to enjoy the tablet and watch cartoons on it all day. They're giving it to you and they're evaluating. They're thinking about it. They're like, okay, let me see if I don't say anything, how long will this kid like actually study, and how long will this kid actually do other things? And if you study on it, mashallah, then alhamdulillah, then you pass the test, and you can also watch a little bit of cartoon. But let's say all the time you were watching, then you were provided with a test and you didn't take it seriously. So Ar-Razaq, He provides food, money, time, friends, family, energy, all these things to us, but it's also meant to be a test in this world. So if you don't thank Allah, and if you and I don't appreciate and we don't use it for Allah, then it becomes a bad thing for us, because we are just taking like this man. Like, is this man benefiting from the food?
No.
Is he gonna be better? Is he happier? Is he gonna be healthier by eating more food? No.
No.
So even though Razak gave you lots of food, He was testing you to see, will you eat enough, and then will you share with your neighbor? Will you share with your brother or your sister who's also looking for the same food, right? So it's a test, and inshallah, I pray that you and I pass the test and that Allah makes us strong enough to be thankful and share. So today's ayah, inshallah, we will continue. Osman? So today's ayah is this one.
Can I do the translation?
Can I read it?
You want the Arabic or that what?
Arabic.
You know how to recite it?
Can I read the English?
Sure, Mustafa.
Can I read the English?
Let's do the Arabic first. Khadija, you want to do the Arabic?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, try it. أعوذ بالله.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ثم يأتي من بعد ذلك سبع شداد يأكلن ما قدمتم لهن ألا قليلا مما تحصنون.
Okay. Khadija, you can't hear me?
Okay, I will.
Okay, Khadija, I just want to correct here. I know this text might be not that easy for you. So here, when there's a dhammatain and there's a ya, they become friends and they mix up, okay? Then they mix up, this dhammatain takes a little bit of the sound of the ya. Just like when you love your friend, you start coming to each other's houses or you start playing with the same toys, just like that. Shida doing, like that.
Okay.
Do you understand? And here, I know you couldn't see, but there's actually a hamza at the bottom. When the hamza comes on the bottom, it actually means it's spent with the kasra.
Kasra.
On the top, it's actually holding the fatha on his head. So it's at the bottom, so it's illa qalila, okay? Very good.
Okay. Then after that will come 7 years of great hardship, which will consume whatever you have saved, except the little you will store for seed.
Yeah. So basically what happened was, I remember we were talking in the last ayah, he told them that, you'll have first 7 years, you'll have a lot of grain, and try to save it up and try to eat very little from it. Don't eat up all of it, right? Now he's saying, After the 7 years that you got to save up a lot, there will be 7 years. ثم يأتي من بعد ذلك. After that will come سبع شداد, 7 hard. Shidad is like severe. It's severe. It's so difficult. سبع شداد. Okay? And then what will happen in these 7 years? يأكلن ما قدمتم لهن. You will eat from what you saved. You won't be able to actually go to the field. There will be no food coming in the grain, in the like the crops will not grow that year. It will be so much heat. There will be lack of water. There will be so much drought that there will be nothing in the market. You have to, whatever you've already bought and you've already stored in your house and worked hard in the past 7 years, that will be all that's left. So basically imagine if your mom and dad, like, you know, even before COVID, when COVID happened, a lot of the people panicked. Do you know what they were saving in their house at that time? They took grains. They were taking rice. They were taking flour. They were taking
They were taking food.
They were taking food that doesn't go bad. Were they taking like milks in huge quantity? No, because milk it will go bad. It will be, you need to put it in the fridge. But other food like canned beans and things like that, that doesn't go bad. So people were storing that because they were like, oh, we don't know, maybe they're gonna shut down the grocery store and we won't have food, right? They were panicking. Imagine going through that for 7 years, not knowing you're gonna get food like for 7 years. So Yusuf al-Islam is telling them now in advance that on those 7 years, work really good and make sure that you save up enough, because the next 7 years, you'll be having a hard time. You will be eating from that. And so what happened was, he's saying, إِلَّا قَلِيلًا مِمَّا تُحْسِنُونَ. So, and then save a little so that you can put it back in the seed, like make it come back, like keep trying to get more, cultivate a bit more food. All right. So what do you think? Do you think this is a very good, was this a blessing from Allah that Yusuf al-Islam was able to tell them? What would have happened if Yusuf al-Islam didn't tell them about it? What do you think will happen now?
The king and his followers would die.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would like having so much they would waste the first
Exactly.
year, and then the next year they would all starve.
Yeah, so they would have been in the first 7 years, they would have been this guy, okay, in the first 7 years, and the next 7 years they would have been like this poor kid, like very hungry, and they might have died. So now, because they were told that there's not enough, they had to eat in moderation. If it spills on my computer will get damaged. Do it somewhere else. So you know, that's like, it's a big blessing from Allah that they got guided and they were able to save and they were able to keep the food like that, right? So that's what I was trying to tell you. So now for you and me, what blessing, what lesson can we take from this ayah? What do you think? What do you think?
To try to benefit.
Try to benefit. Okay, so lessons. How do you benefit?
By putting seeds that you eat.
Okay, good.
Like
Even in difficult times, very good. Even in difficult times, still try to save some so you can have something tomorrow. Okay, so you can sow, or I don't know how to pronounce, sow seeds tomorrow. So if you consume everything today, you will have nothing for tomorrow. So even though they will have these 7 years that are very hard and it's shadid, even then Yusuf alayhi salam said, even then eat and then save a little bit, still save a tiny bit and sow it. And even the sunnah is that even if you're really poor, if you have very little food, try to still give a tiny bit in sadaqah. It will bring you back a lot of khair, because it's like, you're still doing good deeds. If you keep everything, then it's not good. So the encouragement of still trying to do in difficult times good things. What is the second lesson? Should we give up if they're in difficult times? What do you think?
Never.
No.
No, never. Okay.
No.
So we keep striving. We strive and plan. Okay. So we strive and so don't give up. Okay. We strive. Third, we plan. Okay. And obviously Allah is the best planner. But you know, we are encouraged in Islam to plan and be good. So plan and try your best to survive, like, you know, do the right things. So sometimes, like, it happens, you know, you feel like you started something like really hard. Okay, maybe your mom and dad put you in a class that you're finding really hard. Maybe you came to a different neighborhood and it's really hard for you. Maybe, like, I don't know, like learning Arabic is really hard, maybe learning English is really hard, whatever it is. But it could be hard right now, but the truth is that Allah can make it easy, right? Just like He can provide for you and me from anything, then He can also make it easy. So the best thing we can do is plan. Okay, let's see. So what should we do for our art thing today? Who has ideas? Let's hear it. You guys have any ideas?
I have one and a two.
Yes, no, maybe? Okay, sure. Unmute and tell me, Alia.
And a three. Um.
Anyone else? You guys can unmute and tell me right now. Yeah, Bilal, go ahead.
We could do a calligraphy.
Maybe we can do drawing.
You want to do drawing?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. What should we draw?
I think we should draw like
Scribble IO.
a number.
Let's do
7.
Scribble IO. IO.
7?
Scribble IO.
Yeah, a number 7 for like that represents 7 years.
Okay.
Scribble.
And did you know in Arabic 7 is considered also like a, is it 70? 70 or something like that is considered a like a big number. Okay. Let's do Sab'un Shidad. I have an idea. You can draw as well, but I just want to see. No. So Allah has another name, Mughis, Ghisni, which means the one who helps in a very difficult time. So I want to ask you something. When something happens to you, do you actually call Allah's name that is related to what you're feeling? Like, let's say you're feeling really sad, like maybe you feel like nobody loves you. Do you call Allah Al-Wadud and you say, Ya Wadud, I feel lonely. Can you send me some love? Do you do that?
No.
No?
I kid la, no.
No. So you should try it, because imagine if Mustafa, you know, your mom or dad is stuck, like they're not able to open a jar, and then they say, hey Mustafa, my strong son, come here and open up this bottle. How will you feel? Even if the jar was really big and you can't do it, how would you feel? Would you? What about you, Bilal, Alia, Anam, the rest of you guys? If you saw a big jar, it's really...
I would be motivated to do it. Like, since there's like saying nice things, I would like to try opening the jar.
Exactly. So imagine, you know, words are super powerful, and they affect you and me. If somebody calls you and they say, oh, my beautiful apple of my eye, look how good you are. Every time I see you, my heart fills up with so much pride. You guys, you know, I actually love you guys. I feel like you're like part of my friends now, all of you. I feel like all of you, like, you know, Alia Khan, Anam Abdurrahman, Bilal, Iman, Mustafa. I was even making dua. I was saying Hajar, Fatima, who else? Rumaisa, Zahra, Rashid, Maryam, Abid, and Madiha, Alif Ahmed. I haven't even met you guys in person, Khadija. I was actually making dua that after COVID, I get to see you guys. We have a nice party in the park and we get to eat delicious burgers, you know, and then have our own picnic and stuff. And maybe we'll have like a Surah Yusuf like party. Everybody will dress up like, you know, one person could be a wolf, one person could be a well, one person could be star, sun, moon. We will have 11 stars. You know, we'll have the 11 bully brothers. We can actually act it out. We can all like come to the park dressed up and it will be so much fun. So actually, you know, when you call people with the beautiful names, you give them power. That's why the okay, Bilal, you want to say something? Go ahead.
My sister Iman wants to tell you something.
Okay, tell me. Iman, tell me. Yeah, I'm here listening.
Maybe we can draw a pig.
Draw a what?
Pig.
But we didn't talk about pigs. We only talked about cows and corn and goats. Why would I draw a pig? I'm not eating a pig. Have you guys watched? Okay, I'm gonna show you. I'll show you this one scene. Okay, just because you mentioned pig. Okay. Okay.
Pig.
Come
Okay.
on.
I hope. Oh, this is not. Okay, hang on. Let me move this to my. Where is it? There's a funny movie.
Okay. Pig.
Oh,
Oh, I'm gonna say the shit.
okay, here. Oh, I can't believe I'm showing you this. Okay, hang on. Okay, this is not real. Okay, this is not a real school. Okay,
It's just a fake one.
it's a movie.
Is that Matilda?
Yes.
Teacher.
Wait. Let the scene come.
I can't hear it.
Call him? Of course.
I know this movie.
Was Julius okay? After being thrown out the window? Of course he wasn't okay. He lived, if that's what you mean.
Okay, so now the evil principal is coming, and they all have to run and hide. Oh my god! I just want to show the scene.
Would your parents go?
Skipping a month.
I just want to show the scene. Okay, she's coming now.
Oh, I know this movie too.
Be quiet. I know this movie too.
Amanda Thrip.
Yes, Miss Trunchbull.
What are those?
What's what, Miss Trunchbull?
Hanging down by your ears.
You mean my pigtails?
Are you a pig, Amanda?
No, Miss Trunchbull.
Do I allow pigs in my school?
My mommy thinks they're.
Okay, so we'll skip this part. But basically, we were
Can I
not.
answer this one? Can I answer? What she said? What she does?
She just said something mean, okay? But we don't want to.
And she throws her. She
Yeah.
throws her by the tail, by her ponytail.
So the point is, we were not talking about pigs, okay? So we will not watch pigs, Amanda, and we will not draw pigs, Amanda, but we will draw the number 7 or cows. So let's do it. We did cows. We did. Okay, I have an idea. I'm gonna show you. Asman, can you give me my yesterday? So I'm gonna show you the calligraphy, but I have to put this thing on. Can you get color pencils, Asman? Okay, guys, let me share my screen with for the artwork. But yeah, I'm happy that you didn't see Miss Principal Trunchbull as your principal. You know, I had a really scary teacher once. His name was Baby John. And then his tummy was huge. He had a huge tummy. So we used to think Baby John has a baby in his tummy.
Baby John.
That was his real name. His real name was Baby John. And we used to think Baby John has a baby in his tummy. We used to laugh, the kids. We used to say, Baby John has a baby in his tummy. His tummy is... Yeah. And he was so cute. He would be like, I remember I told you the story about what he did in the class. He put the smart kids on the right side, and he put the dumb kids. But actually, sometimes bad teachers and bad principals force you to become really good. Like, I feel like maybe Allah had blessed me to have baby John as a teacher, because if he never came, I would have stayed dumb. Like, I would have never learned. And only after he hurt my feelings, that's when I actually wanted to study. Some people are like that. Like, you know, some people, no matter how kind you are, like your mom and dad are like, I love you, Hajar and Bilal, Khadija, Mustafa, can you please do your homework, beta? And then you're like, tomorrow, later, I did it already. And then all of a sudden you have this principal's crunch ball coming and saying, I'm gonna make you into a trophy and throw you out of the world. Okay, maybe I can mute it and show you if you guys want to see this clip? But then we won't get to see how it works.
I love this clip. I love it.
You love it. Okay, fine.
For school tomorrow, or I will come around. But! Did you say but? Here we go. I'll give you but.
It's a movie. If anybody does that to you in real life, if anybody does this to you in real life, you right away seek protection from Allah, and then you go tell your mom and dad right away, okay? But nobody should do that. It's just a movie.
This is impossible though. So
she'll be fine.
You should make the fence. Can we close one?
Okay. So that was a good clip, right? You got to take
yes, very.
So here, my point is, sometimes in life you might get like bad teachers, or even bad, like, you know, like bullies, just like bullies, like how Yusuf al-Islam got bully brothers. But these bullies and these principals and these bad teachers, sometimes they make you realize how good you are, because you were never trying before they came. You would have never become that strong if somebody never came and challenged you. So, you know, that's what I'm trying to tell you. So how about we make a drawing of all the bullies in our life and how they made us stronger? Let's do that. That's a great artwork. So I'm actually going to do it on my screen for a change. Okay? Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So my drawing is of all the bad bullies, I don't know how you would write this, who made me stronger. Okay? So you could be like, it could be like a fat kid in class who stole my food. So I'll make like, I'll just make like here. You can make any drawing you want. So mine is like a stick figure. I'll actually make him fat. So I actually had these, this is my from my real life, okay? So you might have other stories you want to draw about. But so this was like, maybe how do you make a fat like stick figure? You make two sticks?
A huge ball.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, Asia's right. Let's make a huge ball.
You have to actually make a circle with a little dot in it.
With a little dot in it?
Yeah.
So smart. Here, let me make him into a cylinder, huge fat cylinder. There you go.
Yeah.
That's his body. Okay.
What?
Yeah, that's his body. Because I want to make him chubby. Okay. And then I have to also show how he stole my food, right? So let me put like a picture of a nice sandwich.
This is really funny. Can you touch it?
Delicious sandwich. I can't spell sandwich.
Sandwich. I'm gonna look at that.
There.
Delicious.
So he's trying to steal my lunch, okay? That's his hand coming towards my lunch. And then because he came for my lunch, I started running. So I became Flash, okay? And that's how I became stronger. I would have never, I would have not run so fast, okay? So how do let me insert a picture of a cartoon Flash. Okay, so I want you to do the same exercise. think about things that were bad, but how did they make you strong? Okay. So flash heart wound image. So I became Kid Flash. Actually, this one is like really fast. Yeah, maybe this one.
We're reading 2.
Am I putting 2?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, that's okay. So I became Flash and I ran away with my lunch money, and the fat kid could not follow me. So that was one good story. And then we can you can have your own drawing, and then the fat kid was like this. He couldn't follow. He couldn't catch up to me. Okay. And I became Flash. I was like, woohoo! I can run and I can save my money. Okay. So and then.
Zoom in.
Oh yeah, let me do the Jazakallah khair. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik. Nashhadu an la ilaha illa ant. Nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. But really, do your drawing and show it to me tomorrow. Like your drawing of Khadija and Umar already has one.
Teacher?
Yes, Maliha.
Why should that be new?
Teacher?
Yes.
I don't really have any balloons.
You don't have it. So anything bad that happened that made you stronger. Could be maybe you lost something, and then because you lost it, you looked for it, and then you ended up cleaning the whole house.